Hey everyone, so I want to talk about the controversial situation that happened on Twitter with J.W. Lucas a few days ago because he used his Twitter account to make some very disparaging and frankly untrue statements about Breonna Taylor, and a lot of people got offended, and so he deleted the tweets. J.W. Lucas is a white male music producer for such hip hop acts like DaBaby, Lil Uzi Vert, and a lot of other black artists who have been deafeningly silent about his comments. They have not called him out at all. Okay? But J.W. Lucas pretty much said that Breonna Taylor had a hand in her death because, according to him, she dealt with multiple drug dealers and her apartment was a trap house. If you look at the facts of the case, that's simply not true. Her long-term on-again, off-again boyfriend is not known to have had a criminal record. What happened is that at some point in the past, Breonna and Kenneth Walker break up. And while they're broken up, apparently they're both dating other people, right? And she starts dating this guy, and I guess at some point they were relatively serious, but it was later found out that that guy that she dated for that period of time was a drug dealer. So Breonna Taylor and that guy end up breaking up. But what happens is that up until the end of last year or the early part of this year, her address was still connected to him in public records. And so when he gets caught up in a drug raid, her apartment became a location of interest to the Louisville Police Department. The police department has acknowledged that they never believed that she was involved in any criminal activity. They never believed that she was involved in any criminal activity with him. Right? But what happens is, you know that it takes a while for an address to no longer be currently linked to you, right? So if you move at any point this year, the address that you had at the earlier part of this year may still be reflected as a current address in public records until you've been getting mail at a new place for a couple of months, sometimes up to a year. So that's pretty much what happened. I mean, the post office in Louisville has admitted that her ex-boyfriend had not been getting mail at her apartment for months. And so that's why the Louisville Police Department has really been questioned about why they issued the no-knock warrant at Breonna Taylor's apartment. Because it's like, okay, if you didn't believe she was involved in any criminal activity, why was there a reason to search her apartment? And also because they had already arrested her ex-boyfriend earlier that day. So there's a lot of questions around why the police were even there in the first place, right? I'm going to tell you why J.W. Lucas felt so comfortable inserting himself into the conversation about Breonna Taylor. It's because in many other cases, when black males have something to say about black women, they feel like their points are validated when non-black men agree with them. Tell me I'm lying, because don't they do that to us in this space all the time? A black male will give his opinion about black women-centered spaces and divestment, and then he'll say, well, you don't have to take my word for it. White guys feel the same way. Non-black guys don't agree with you either. So since I'm telling you that other races of men don't agree with you, then you should feel like they validate my position. Even when the whole situation with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez became public, you had black male DJs or radio commentators who have radio shows and these internet podcasts with non-black males sitting there in those conversations talking crap about Meg Thee Stallion, talking crap about black women, and pretty much in front of those other races of people suggesting that this young black woman, quote unquote, deserved to be shot. So what happens is that when you invite people into a conversation, you can't pick and choose when you want their opinions. You can't want to defend Meg Thee Stallion and use non-black men and their opinions to bolster your own position, but then get mad when he speaks about Breonna Taylor. You can't think it's funny to say, well, other races of men don't like wigs and weaves and they don't like this and that, so it's not just us. You can't use them to validate you in moments where you want to attack black women and then get mad when they speak on other issues. All right?